It's the middle of March, and I'm going to check in with Stephanie Charles, who works in Information Services Procurement, on the status of the computer replacement project. So it's mid-March. What's been going on with the computer replacement process?
Okay, I think the last time we spoke, I was trying to get the orders out. So since December, we got all the PC orders out. January, we got all the Mac orders out. Since then, I went ahead and so the schedule is done for the summer. I'm taking in reschedules.
What schedule?
Replacement schedule.
Of actually going out to people's offices.
Yes.
So somebody knows that on May 6th they're getting a computer now.
Exactly, yes. So all of that has already been done and set up. So now I'm just monitoring the systems to see what's coming in and when we're getting them. The Macs and some of the 16-inch being 10 weeks out. So hopefully I should have them all by the end of March for the Macs. PCs, we're still touch and go, but they should hopefully be in by April.
So Apple just announced a whole bunch of new stuff. Will faculty and staff who are getting their computers replaced this year get some of the new equipment that Apple just announced?
Well, really the only thing that affects us is like if they want monitors, and they are expensive. I think the monitors range from like $2,000. The new iPad Air is now available. And they had another, they call it a Studio. But
Yes.
We're thinking it may replace the 27-inch iMac. We haven't really looked into it that much.
Okay.
But the systems that everybody will be getting this year, they're still new. Last year, well, closer to the end of the year, Apple announced the M1 on the 16-inch. So 13, 16, and the Airs, they are all the M1 chip. So
Okay.
those are new.
Okay, that's great. How long does it take for the new computers to arrive on campus? You already talked about this a little bit, but so you're hoping for Apple by the end of the month?
I'm hoping by the end of the month. So we have two partners. For the Apples, Bell Technologies is our partner for the Apple, so they are receiving. Matter of fact, that's what I'm working on now, the invoices to see what has actually come in. And Atronica is our partner for the PC side. I know we've gotten some equipment in, but I haven't gotten any invoices on those yet.
What do Bell Tech, Logic, and Atronica do with the computers?
So once they receive them, let's do Bell first. Bell actually set up to do imaging and everything for a Mac. So when they bring them on campus, I'm checking them in and scheduling for install.
So imaging is the process of putting the software that we want to have on the computer and configuring it the way we want it to be.
Yes.
So we have these two companies, and they're actually doing that part of the setup.
Bell is doing the standard load in their location, whereas Atronica, they receive everything and they actually bring them on campus and they do the imaging here on campus.
Oh, okay, okay.
And from there, the help desk gets involved and more customize it for the individuals.
Okay. But you sounded like you weren't sure when the PCs were going to arrive.
Well, I'm not sure when any of them are going to arrive at this point, but as it stands, we should get them in time for replacement.
Good.
So on the PC side, what I normally do is schedule them 2 weeks out from replacement, so at that time I'll know whether we'll have them in time.
Mm-hmm.
And then if it's a last minute thing that we get them in, then our partner Tronica, they throw extra people in and try to help us stick with our schedule.
Okay, okay. What are some of the frequently asked questions that you get from the people who are getting their computers replaced at this time of year?
I get questions like back up. Do we back our data up to box? And we normally tell them yes, back everything up to box, because what we do is copy your data from the old machine to the new machine. We don't actually do a backup. Then I get questions like, well, I get the upgrade to this software, a certain software if they had, an older version. Or I can't make the install, can I do it at XYZ time? So normally I just go through the schedule, because as you can imagine, the schedule is already full up to about mid-June. So a
Wow.
lot of times we can work them in so they can get their machines before the summer is out.
Do you have a lot of trouble scheduling faculty? Since classes kind of finish in May and you're going into June, a lot of faculty are done for the school year. How do you work faculty as far as deliveries go?
I normally don't schedule any faculty until after graduation. So we usually do staff the 1st of May on to graduation. Then graduation I start scheduling faculty. I do have some faculty that leave for the summer. And I try to get those like the last week of April, because sometimes they're leaving before graduation.
Wow. Wow.
Then I have some that are already gone, and I work them in as they come back. Some of them be as late as September getting their machine, just
Really?
depending
Wow.
on when they come back on campus.
Wow. So, other than backing up your data, do you have any advice for people who are getting their computers replaced?
Everybody need to be present to get their machines, because they need to look, they know what's on their machine. They need to look to see if everything is the way they want it to be. And then plus, we don't pass passwords on. So they need to log into both machines so the technicians can set them up.
Into their old machine and into the new
Into the
machine?
new machine. And since we started, that process the time has minimized a lot on them. It doesn't take as long as it used to. A lot of the work we do at the help desk, so the major thing we're doing is copying data. And that all depends on how much data you have.
So, with the orders that you've got this year, have there been any trends that are interesting or different from previous years?
Couple of departments, I got more people going to Max, like athletics. They had a lot of those go to Max, but I also got a few going back to PCs. And one interesting thing about the Max, with the M1 chip, you can't run any Windows products. So VM and those type things will not run.
Right.
So.
All right, well, we'll check in with you again in a few more weeks just to see how things are going. But
Okay.
it sounds like it's a hurry up and wait, and you're just piled with paperwork in the meantime.
Yes, got checking these invoices.
Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I'd like to thank Stephanie Charles for her time and expertise in telling us what's going on with hundreds and hundreds of computers right now. We'll be back in a few more weeks with another update from the computer replacement cycle.